Thinking of playing Secession, the Battle of Stones River, 1862. Secession is a game system simulating the combats of the American Civil War, 1861 to 65, at the level of the Brigade. It includes a basic set of rules and specific rules for each battle. Secession allows players to replay the Battle of Stones River. Here, this is published, by the way, in issue number 121 of Invictus, the magazine of historical games, and the Battle of Cedar Creek, 1864, which was published in Invictus number 94. A third battle, Bull Run, 1861, published in Invictus 89, is the basis for Secession, but the adaptation requires a new development of the game. Okay. One game turn represents approximately an hour and a half, or 90 minutes, and a brigade represents several hundred soldiers. 1 die 6 is needed per player. Modifiers are values that are added to and subtracted from the results of a die roll. Counters, there are 3 types of counters. Brigades, that represent the combat units, infantry, cavalry, or artillery group. Commanders, that represent the general staff of the 2 armies, and markers. Okay, so the brigades. Brigades are organized by division. Certain brigades can be independent. Brigades of the Union, USA, Northern, are in blue, and those of the Confederacy, CSA or Southern, are in light brown. The following indications appear on the brigade counters. Division affiliation, a band of colors. We'll look at this example right here. Looks like Miller. Miller. So a band of color. So was that like an orange? Orange, yeah, I guess. Close enough. So the division affiliation. Command bonus. Command bonus would be like this example right here. So this brigade has the gold star there. A yellow star indicates the presence of a superior brigade commander. Okay, that's what that means. Combat potential. Combat potential. Oh, that's the 7 here. Combat potential. The white 7 represents both quantity and quality of the troops in combat. Artillery potential. Blue here, in this case, the 4. This represents the artillery batteries belonging to this brigade, as well as any affiliated sharpshooter battalions. The back side of the infantry, what's the difference? Okay, the major difference I see, other than the change of values, of course, is that the combat potential is in red. There. This represents the artillery batteries. Oh, wait, I already said that, didn't I? The backside of the infantry or artillery brigades with the potentials in red, okay, corresponds to the first loss suffered. Subsequent losses are indicated by perte, or losses marker. So, like this. No, that's fatigue. There we go. This is a loss marker. The backside of the cavalry brigades. No, I did see cavalry right here. Wheeler. So let's look at the backside of Wheeler. Right there. So the backside of the cavalry brigades corresponds to the dismounted status. Note, there is no movement potential on the counters. All infantry and artillery brigades have 6 movement points. All mounted cavalry and commanders. So all mounted cavalry and I assume that's the commander. Have 8 movement points. Dismounted cavalry have only 2 movement points. All right, commanders. The commanders are of 2 types. Army commanders, like Rosecrans here, right here, and corps commanders, like Thomas here. Each commander counter has an available side, and activated side. Okay. Rosecrans' activated side has the red A. The front is the available side. It has the blue 3 in this case. Oops, where was he? Rosecrans 42. Okay. All these irregular areas are numbered. The Army commander has no direct influence on the combats and the maneuvers, but served to organize the battle by keeping the corps commanders under command. Their movement test value is found on their available side, so that's their movement test value. The corps commander are used to maneuver the troops on the terrain. In addition to their names, like Thomas here, there's a list of the divisions they command. That's the numbered blocks there. So these correspond to the division colors. There's a list of the divisions that they command directly and an activation modifier. That must be the activation modifier there, +1 in this case. Okay, by the way, there's a back side I see. So Thomas has a front side +1. Flip him over, and he has the red A, I guess, for activated, and a 0 there for the I guess it's still the activation modifier. We shall see. Division commanders. Okay, the division commanders are present virtually with each of their brigades. Okay. Markers. All right, so we have various markers. We do have fatigue markers. Fatigue -1, -2. Fatigue. No, I just see fatigue 1 and 2, and then we have again the loss markers -1, -2, -3, and finally -4. Attack, and then we have attack markers, and we have route markers. Those are the main markers that we use to play all together. All right, so what does it actually say? Fatigue 1 and 2 used to indicate the levels of fatigue of the brigades. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the Perte markers are used to indicate losses suffered by each brigade. Attack, as I already showed, the attack. And route used to indicate the brigades that attack or that are en route, obviously. Map, game map represents the battlefield. Okay, it is divided into zones. Again, these are these irregular areas, all numbered, and contain a certain number of geographical and topological indications, including roads, let's see, woods, obviously, escarpment. Escarpment is here. It's this light kind of old style map hash marks. Here's some more here. Okay, rivers, obviously Stones River there. Streams, let's see, where's a stream? Oh, where is a stream? Well, there are streams on this side of the map. Well, wait, no, there's a stream on the map. Oh, it's off the... Okay, so again, here's Stones River, and here it's probably not that visible, but here's a stream. It's actually flanked by escarpment along parts. Yeah, parts of it. Okay. Ford. Where was a ford? Well, we have bridges. That's easy. There's a bridge. And the ford is, ford is actually just where the road crosses. So ford, okay. These can affect movement and combat, obviously. The zones are numbered. They have a small white number in there. You can barely see it on the camera, 114, 120, and 127. To facilitate initial setup, letters at the edge. We have a bunch of letters around the map. Over here you can see, what is that, G? Yeah, G and H. They're actually all the way around. Let's see, they are on, all four sides of the map. Looks like it goes from A all the way up to H there. There are entry points for reinforcements. Blue and gray stars. Here's a gray star. Here is a, where is it? Here. Nope. So here's one that has blue and gray star. So it's an objective for both sides. Otherwise, there are more objectives. Yep, here's a gray star, and so on. Those are objectives. The game turn. Okay, there's a game turn table and an action phase table on the edge of the map. Object of the game: the victor is determined by victory points obtained by each player at the end of the game. The means of obtaining VP are described in the rules of each scenario. Okay. Oh yeah. I find that typical of Invictus. So this is set up the December 30th, if I remember correctly. This is the December 30th scenario, and there is a victory conditions subparagraph just for this paragraph for this scenario. Losses imposed on the opponent. Objectives 3 VP per objective. The victor is he who obtains 8 VP more than his opponent. So that means that so there are 6 VPs per objective. There are some VP for imposing more losses on the enemy. Yeah. So, okay, I see it. It's done in a formula way. So, if you impose more losses on the enemy, just more losses on the enemy, you get plus 2 VP. Yeah, you get plus 2 VP. If you get more than 1.5 times the enemy's losses, you get 5 VP. Then you get 3 VP per objective, and then on top of that, you have to have 8 more VP than the opponent to actually win. That's okay. All right. Let's see. This means obtaining VP are described in the rules of each scenario. They depend on the objective zones that are controlled and the losses inflicted on the enemy. Note, a zone objective is initially controlled by the camp, the side, among which it is the objective. It is then controlled by the camp, the side. They translate it as camp, right? Side of the last player to have, I'm not going to change the text. I'm going to leave the text with the unusual English. So it's controlled by the camp of the last player to have made it a brigade pass. Yeah, I've already run across a number of interesting translations. Nothing major, certainly nothing that I don't expect from Invictus games, but, really not a big deal. Okay, game turn. Each game turn is divided into 4 phases that are executed in the following order. First, we're going to have an initiative phase. It's basically a dice-off, I think. Then we're going to have an action phase, repeated 3, 4, or 5 times, of player 1, then player 2. Okay, so, and what that is it a 3, 4, or 5... are you going to execute 3, 4, or 5 action phases? That is due to yep, there it is. It's a dice roll on the activation table. So you're going to roll on the activation table. Okay. You're modifying the corps commander's number. So Thomas gets +1. I think that +1 goes to this activation table. Yeah, that's correct. And then other modifiers in this scenario. And as a matter of fact, ours does have that. Ours has a... we have something unique to this scenario, which I'll get to when we actually start playing. So you're rolling on the table and you'll get... wait, is that right? Activated divisions. Wait, something isn't. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, never mind. The activation table has to do with the number of divisions. So strike what I said before. The table is for activating divisions. Whether it's 3, 4, or 5 action phases is by die roll. So you're rolling at the end of, for example, at the end of your, so if it's the Union is the active player, at the end of 3 action phases, a die roll is made, and on 1 to 4, a 4th action phase occurs, and then at the end of the 4th, you roll again, and a 1 or a 2 is a 5th activation. Okay, so it's purely a die roll going, basically it's 66% chance. Oh, and then scenarios may have modifiers to this, but there aren't base modifiers, but scenarios may have modifiers to this. But the base rule is basically, what, 66% chance of going on to a 4th phase and a 33% chance of going on to a 5th and final phase. Okay, action phase. Okay, then we have oh, that is the continuation phase. That's slightly confusing, but it's clear what they mean. And then there's an administrative phase. Okay, so there, I want to make sure I got that there. It is one player than the other. I want to make sure that we're not alternating. I don't think it's alternating. All right.